Myths about sparrows. Debunking common stereotype. Sparrows are among the most common birds we encounter in cities, parks, or on our yards. However, like many other animals, there are plenty of myths and misunderstandings about these birds. In this video, we'll debunk the most common myths about sparrows, so you can see these little creatures in a new light. 1. Sparrows are only urban birds. And of the biggest myths we often hear about sparrows is that they only live in cities. In reality, sparrows were known to humans long before they started settling in urban environments. They once lived in rural areas and forests, where they searched for food in nesting places. Cities became an ideal habitat for them due to the abundance of food, shelter, and new opportunities for reproduction. So, while sparrows are often associated with urban landscapes, they can still be found in rural areas. 2. Sparrows are small, weak birds that can't survive without human help. This myth also misleads many people, and unfortunately, it's far from the truth. Sparrows, like other birds, have excellent adaptive abilities. They can survive in a variety of climatic conditions and can find food even in tough situations. They eat seeds, insects, fruits, and even food scraps left by people. This doesn't mean they rely solely on human-provided food. In fact, their ability to adapt is one of the main reasons they are so successful. Though sometimes we see sparrows eating food scraps, it doesn't mean they can't provide for themselves. Their ability to adapt is a key factor in their success as a species. 3. Sparrows have very short lifespans. This myth also dispels many false assumptions about the lives of sparrows. On average, sparrows live for about 3 to 5 years, although in wild environments their lifespan may be shorter due to various dangers. In urban areas, where sparrows have fewer natural predators, their lifespan can be longer. There are even cases of sparrows living up to 10 years. Though this is rare, they have a very high birth rate, which compensates for the few birds that make it to adulthood. 4. Sparrows are some of the loudest birds. Many people think of sparrows as very noisy birds. And while it's true that their chirping can be quite loud, this doesn't mean they are just making noise without purpose. Sparrows use their calls to communicate with other birds, mark their territory, and attract mates during the breeding season. So, while sparrow calls may seem loud, they serve an important functional role. There are also many different types of sound sparrows make in different situations, so they can be considered quite melodic birds, not just noisy and annoying. Instead of seeing them as loud and bothersome, we can appreciate them as part of the natural background in our urban environments. 5. Sparrows don't need protection or care from humans. This myth is as dangerous as the others. Many people think that sparrows are so numerous and widespread that they don't need our attention. However, the sparrow population in some regions has decreased significantly in recent decades. The main reasons for this include habitat destruction, pollution, and the use of pesticides that kill insects. Sparrows' primary food source. Therefore, helping sparrows, for example, by creating favorable conditions for their breeding and feeding during the winter, is very important. It's also crucial to be cautious with chemicals, as many can harm not only sparrows, but also other birds and animals. 6. Sparrows can't fly long distances. In reality, sparrows are excellent flyers and can cover significant distances. They regularly move between different areas in search of food and breeding sites. Sparrows can fly up to 100 kilometers in a single day if they need to find a new place to live or feed. Their migratory ability is an important part of their adaptation to different environments. 7. Sparrows can only drink water during rain. This myth is another misconception about sparrows. They can drink water not only during rain but also when they find a water source, such as rivers, ponds, or even puddles after rainfall. Sparrows have the ability to adapt to various conditions and can drink from different water sources, which helps them survive even in dry environments. Conclusion: sparrows are incredibly interesting and adaptable birds that play an important role in the ecosystem. Debunking myths about them helps us better understand their lives and needs. So, let's continue to appreciate these little birds and care for their well-being. By observing them, we can see how they bring joy and a sense of natural rhythm to our everyday lives.